Welcome to the fourth section of my video. We want to consider creating visuals in Power BI. Let's open our Power BI desktop. Our Power BI is opened. Don't forget where we are coming from, what we've done before. We've carried out the data cleansing. The modeling have been done using the star schema model. As you can see in our model view, this is the star schema modeling. Now, after those two have been done, the cleansing, the modeling have been done, the next thing we need to do is to create our visuals using the various is to carry out visualization using the various visuals that we have in Power BI. As you can see, the visualization pan in my right hand side, these are the visuals. We are going to exploit them one after some few visuals in the visualization pan. Visuals. So I'll start by trying the funnel. This is the funnel. You select it, you click on it. Then after clicking on it, these are the fields to input the data we want to analyze. So the first one is the category. So I want to analyze, I want to know the influence of the furnish against price. The influence of the furnish against price. So this is the furnish. I'm going to select it. I'll click on it. I'm going to click on it and drop it inside the category box. As you can see, it's already fixed. Then I have the values. Don't forget, it's a furnish against the price. So this is where I'll be having my numerical value. So I'm going to drop my value, which is my price, the price of property. I'll drop it inside. So as you can see, this is the visual. This is the visual. So I'm having my price against the furnish. So the first one is the semi-furnished, having 261 billion, 262 billion, then followed by 31 billion, followed by 29. Then the last one is the unknown, which we don't know, is the empty data we is substituted with unknown. So I will pick another chart. This is the sum of price by furnish, but we actually want to consider the average price, not the sum. So I'll come here, you select this arrow that is pointing down. I'm going to click on it and pick average. So I'm considering average, not the sum, the average of the properties. So it's the average, not the sum. So this is what I'm having using the funnel. Then the next chart I want to use is the cluster bar chart. The cluster bar chart. This is the cluster bar chart. I'm going to, you click outside to make this inactive. So then you can now pick any chart you want to pick. So I'm going to pick the cluster bar chart. Has been selected, as you can see. The cluster bar chart, I want to use it to analyze my number of balcony against the price. The number of balcony against the price. So I'm going to select my balcony from the property. This is where I'm having balcony. It is under property dimension table. So I'm having my balcony. I'll select the number of balcony. You left click on it. You left click on it. By holding it, you don't drop the click, then you drop it inside. Then against the y-axis, which is the price, the average price. So I'll come back to where I'm having my price, the fact table, numerical data. I'll pick my price, drop it inside the x-axis box. As you can see, I've done that. Now, in my data, I'm actually considering the sales. I'm considering the sales in my analysis. I want to determine the influence of all these property factors on the price, on the sales of properties. But in the data, it actually comprises of both the sales and the rents. So I need to filter out the rent so that it will not affect my analysis. Rent has to be filtered out because I'm not considering the rent. I only want to consider the sales. So I'm going to select the preference. This is where I'm having a preference. Contains both the sales and the rent. So I'll drop it. It's a legend. As you can see, this is the rent and the sales. So I have both the rent and the sales. So if I want to consider only the rent, you see it's changing. Then this is the rent. Why this is the sales. But since I only want to consider the sales, so I'll come back to filter where I'm having filter. As you can see, this is the preference has been added. I can uncheck. I can check my sales. This is my sales. Uncheck all and pick sales. So this is what I'm having. So the same thing also is applicable to this particular filter. I need to filter it as well because it has already summed up both the sales and the rent. So I need to filter out these as well. So I'll come to this. Furnished. So to filter the funnel, I can't find where to filter the funnel. I can do this. As you can see, where my cursor is pointing at, filters on this page. So I want to filter on this page. So by selecting, I'm going to pick my preference. You left click on it. You hold on to your click, then drop inside the filter on this page. Then I'm going to select. I'm going to check sales. So sales will be active, as you can see. So all I'm having now is the analysis of these properties, the features against the sales, The rent has been filtered out. The rent has been filtered out. So the next chart chart I want to consider is the map. I want to consider the map to analyze the location against the price. It's loaded already. So as you can see, there's location, there's legend. These are the places, these are the places I need to fill. The latitude and the longitude, then the bob size. So let's go back. The first one, we have the legend. I don't need that. The longitude and the latitude and the longitude. So as you can see from my location table, the dimension table, I have my latitude, I have my longitude. So I'm going to pick the latitude, to select, then drop. This is my latitude. Then I have my longitude. I'm going to select the longitude and drop. As you can see, it has displayed the various locations where the properties are located. Now, the next thing, I'm analyzing this against the price to know which location has the highest price, highest influence on the price. So I'm going back to my fact table, then pick price and drop inside my bulb size. And don't forget, we are analyzing against the average price, not the sum of price. So I'm going to select this small arrow. As you can see, the arrow pointing down. Then this will pop up. Then select average. It will show us the average price. So these are the location. So the bigger the bubble, it simply means the higher the average price. The bigger the bubble, the higher the average price. So as you can see, at this area, this is where we're having the biggest bubbles. So it simply means the average price around this particular region is very high, is higher compared to what we're having at this side. So let's continue. We want to consider another visual. Okay. I want to select the stack column charts. Has been selected. The stack column charts. I want to use it to analyze my bathroom. The balcony has been done, furnished, okay. My bathroom against the price. So I'll go back to my property table, the properties table. So I have the list of columns. Bathroom, this is the bathroom, has not been analyzed. So I'll pick the bathroom, drop at my x-axis, then for the y-axis, I'll pick my price, select it and drop. So as you can see, this is showing the sum of price. We are working with average. So this is the average price against the number of bathroom. So you can see 8 bathroom buildings with 8 numbers of bathroom, they're having the highest average price, followed by 7, followed by 6, 5, 4 in descending order, which simply means our average price is actually directly proportional to the number of bathrooms. The next chart visual or chart I want us to consider is the card. We have the card. This is the card. As you can see, my cursor pointing on it. So I'm going to select the card. This is the card. I want to use the card to display the total number of properties we are having in this data set. I will pick the total number of properties by selecting the unique ID, which is the property ID for each property. So the total number of unique ID is equivalent to the number of properties we are having in the data set. So I'm going to select this or check it by clicking inside the box, then it will be added. So as you can see, it's actually displaying I think the first ID. Yes, the first property ID. This is not what I need. So I'll come back to the field where the property ID has been added. Select the arrow pointing down, then click count. So what I want is the count. I want to know the total number of the ID, which is equivalent to the total number of properties. So this is the number of properties. So the total number of properties I'm having in the data set is this. This is the total number of properties. But you can see the title showing the count of property ID. So I can actually edit this. I can change the name by by double clicking on this. Once you double click on it, it will highlight it. Then I can type what I want. Numbers, number of properties. It has changed. So this is the total number of property. The total number of property. Total number of property we have in the data set. Total number of properties in the data set. So you select outside, it will be updated. Now the next chart I want us to consider is the pie chart. You can see this is the pie chart. I'm going to select the pie chart that has been added. I want us to consider the property type. The property type to be added as the legend. By checking this, you can check the box, or you can select by clicking on it and drop inside, or you can check it. Those are the two ways of doing it. Then for the values as well, which is the price, and just check it. It is added already. You can see it's showing the sum of price, but we are working with average price. So the average price has been calculated. So this is the average price. So for each property type, the independent builder floor, while the deep blue is the residential apartment. So these are the various charts you can actually explore. We have numerous, as many charts as possible. So you can come here if you didn't want any of these charts that are Power BI defaults. You can come here, these three dots, get more visuals. You can click on this, get more visuals, select this, then it will take you to a site, to a page where you can select as many visuals as you want, as many visuals that suits what you want to analyze. So I can select any of these visuals, then it will be added automatically to the list of visuals that I'm having in my Power BI. Thanks.